I told you it could last 2 weeks and 2 days. This is 2 weeks. This is 3 weeks.
It's just top of the morning, top of the evening, top of the night, whatever time zone you are on. Kyle Rittenhouse has just been found not guilty on all 5 accounts. But many of us already knew what it was, because had he been black, and let's make it clear, his behind would have been under the prison cell by now. Oh, I'm not sugarcoating Jack today. Let's get into this. So top of the morning to everybody. Hopefully everybody's been doing the best that they can in the situation that they are in. We already know what it was. They sit up there, they let murderers go. It's when African Americans will get to shooting them themselves, that's just the issue. Other people they consider minorities, black people, Hispanic, women.
And it's entirely up to you whether you want to contact them. They are not to contact
again, you. Kyle Rittenhouse was just fighting now, give off 5 accounts. Ain't nobody shot.
Does contact you and just tell them you're not interested in discussing it, if that's the case.
Are you shocked? Because I'm not.
And if anyone persists in doing so, report that to us and it will be addressed.
Had it been in another community and area, we already know how it goes down. And I can go back and let the record show. State by state, and we can look at different cases.
And your safety. And I assure you that we will take every
Thank you, little mama,
to ensure that is, your concerns are addressed and respected. I'm going to talk to you for just a minute, not about anything to do with the case, but just about that sole issue. And
again, Kyle Rittenhouse,
as they say, you're welcome to discuss the case as little or as much as you want.
But I guarantee you, had the jurors been diverse, it would have been a different outcome. Also, I guarantee
after 4 years, you're eligible for service again. It would be my pleasure to work with you. Thank you.
He was a rich and melanated face up there. He would have been found guilty on all accounts.
Or maybe it will be.
Well, is anybody shocked?
That's fine.
This is America. News flash. People sitting in there crying, he was found not guilty. Get that mess up out of here. They just exonerated this week the ones who were never there when Malcolm X got murdered. They didn't sit in prison for over 50 plus years. They just exonerated them 50 plus years later. And they were never even at the scene of the crime. So somebody make this make sense. He was there. You want to talk about privilege and injustice over here in America? This is what it looks like.
Any word from the state?
The jury has immunity in this trial and has spoken.
All right, the motion of the defendant is granted. The charges against the defendant on all counts are dismissed with prejudice, and he's released.
I believe you too, Carla. They pissed off. And hello, chat, Carla, Yvonne, channel hopping. Yeah, they mad because that somebody was charged for the murder of George Floyd and all the other officers, but it was what it was. And this judge gonna throw out charges. When has they ever done that for an African-American male? And I'll say it again, you know, doggone well, everybody know good and well, doggone well. Let me use my best slangonomics right now. Had it been a black male, he would have been in prison. That 16-year-old that they made go to Rikers Island for a stolen backpack, which he never stole. A backpack. I said a backpack. But again, who shot? Who shot? Who's surprised that he was found not guilty? Who? Who's surprised? And let me say it again. They just exonerated this week the black men who never was there when Malcolm X was murdered, but they charged them two for his murder. They weren't even there. They just get exonerated 50 years later. They had to sit in prison for something they never did. Who's surprised? Do America want to go case by case, state by state? We can do it. We can get into it. And that's just white male counterpart versus black male counterparts. We can do it that way. Or we can go black female counterpart versus white female counterparts. By the way, on my community wall, HBO, which I do not watch or really support, is doing a special. Guess what their special is going to be on? How the media in America and law enforcement deals with black females who are missing or murdered versus white females who are missing and murdered, or Hispanic females who are missing and murdered. And again, if anybody rocking with this, you know this is a bunch of poppycock. Let me use my best slangonomics. This is a bunch of poppycock. Period. 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 And I knew they was going to come back with a not guilty on all accounts. Period. But let me say it again. Had it been black, he wouldn't have been in the courtroom with his hands loose. They would have had him chained and shackled. I have sat in courtrooms where African-American males had to have handcuffs on, chains on. Let me be specific. Feet chained, hands chained. And it was absolutely, positively no DNA or anything to put them at the scene of a crime. But this is America. Yeah. This is how America get down. Like this right here. And people wonder why we have to go hard in the paint and stay actively engaged. This is why. And people think that they can be complacent and sit on the sidelines and just close their eyes. It's not my family. This is why you go hard in the paint, because you got thousands of black males and females in prison for things that they never done. When this was right here in your face. This is America. Oh, Yvonne, I'm not surprised. I'm not even going to say I put my faith in a guilty verdict coming back in this case. Not at all. From the judge on down. Not at all. And then the fact that these gonna get up in there, act like they don't understand technology. The difference between different forensic tools, which do the same thing. That was never an issue. But this is America. But let me say this right here. People gonna do what they gonna do. And I'm gonna leave that right there. Because we already know people, family members are feeling a certain way, as well as people, friends, and others. So I'm gonna leave that right there. Yeah, yeah, lifetime, which I don't support, lady, first lady. You said all this is gonna do is make a lifetime movie out of this, and it's a true mockery of injustice. It is a mockery. But for those who have been paying attention to the way things get down in the United States of America forever, or since we've been born, because I haven't been here forever, I'm only 48. Those of us who parents and family members made us pay attention, we see what it is. But unfortunately, when you're African American over here, you have to tell your sons, do this if the police stop you, do this if you're out, do that if you're out, do this if you're out, do that if you're out. Wait a minute, pause for a minute. You got Grandmaster Jay, who had license to carry guns, had permits to be where he was at in Kentucky, going to trial for some foolishness and some bogus stuff. He didn't shoot nobody. Grandmaster Jay, leader of NFAC. He didn't shoot nobody. It's just the fact that he showed up in Mitch McConnell, Khan state, and Mitch and them didn't like that. And so they came up with some trumped up charges on him. But you get Kyle, who murdered somebody who was not even doing anything to him at all. And you get these people to say, not guilty on all accounts, even the one that wasn't doing nothing to him, did absolutely nothing to him. How do you figure that? But that's okay, because y'all got family members too. And let me be real clear about this. You all gonna learn how sowing and reaping work. You sow seeds, it grow up, and you reap the benefit of the seed. And I'm gonna leave it at that. Again, I'm not surprised. I've been in courts, at trials, watching how stuff go down. Now, every last one of them family members need to hit them with a civil lawsuit. Excuse me, if you are a family member of one who was murdered by the hands of Kyle Rittenhouse, you should have been and had your civil lawsuit in a long time ago. Period. Now you're done with the criminal case. Let's move on to the civil one. And why you suing? Sue the city, sue the state, sue the county, and sue him. How about that? Make that happen. Again, Kyle Rittenhouse has been found not guilty on all accounts. I'm not surprised. Unfortunately, this is how it goes down in America, and I'm sure many of us can name some Black male who was a teenager and went to prison for something that he never done. I'm sure many of us have sat through trials or watched trials where a Black male was charged as an adult and wasn't considered or referred to as a kid. Okay? Remember what the defense attorney said? He's a 17-year-old kid and he needs to be treated as such. Nah, boo. Nah, boo boo. No. No. Because if it was another ethnic group, they would have villainized him, made him look like a villain. Okay. Okay. This is how America get down. All right. I'm not surprised. However, when it comes to the three that murdered Ahmaud Arbery, I'm gonna say this. If the juror come back with some bogus mess like that, in that case, it is gonna be turned all the way up to 1 million. You thought you heard about the protests that started in Detroit, Michigan, and in LA, and we can walk them from state to state. Chicago. Let some dumb stuff like that happen. And the ground is gonna swear. Period. Yeah, we know the real deal. And that this is America. Again, I'm not surprised. Kyle Rittenhouse was found guilty on all 5, not guilty on all 5 accounts. Remember, the judge threw out one charge, and that means the one man who absolutely did nothing to him was murdered. And the jury said, oh, he's not guilty of murdering him either. Okay. Okay. Let's see when that same evil hit your household, how it pan out for you. Because sowing and reaping is a real thing. People call it karma. No. It's called sowing and reaping. It is a universal principle as well as a spiritual one. A universal law, principle, as well as a spiritual one. That thing is going to be real until we all transition off this earth. Sowing and reaping. Seed time and harvest time. And that's the reality of the situation. We know about the injustice over here in the United States of America and the judicial system, and this is the reality of the situation. So when we're talking about cases like Kanika Jenkins, Christina Nash, Jelani Day, and others, we have to go hard in the paint. Shit, at any time we let something slip, lest we forget. This is a reminder. News flash. Now, having said that, I did not plan on going live today. I did not plan on going live about this today. I was going to go live and talk about later on the Black men who never murdered Malcolm X getting exonerated, finally, over 50 plus years later. They was never there. They had to sit up in prison. And one is dead. So what does that exoneration mean to him? Probably means something to his family, but he didn't already serve prison time that he never should have served. Oh, Oklahoma. So what? The judge did a stay, and it's not a so what, because I put it on my community wall yesterday. Never should have been going to the year anyway. So Oklahoma governor, decided no stay. I mean, to put a stay, so he don't get electrocuted, executed. Fine. He shouldn't be in prison anyway. But then you're going to turn around and say he get life in prison without parole? He shouldn't be there anyway, because he innocent. The execution that happened a few months back with another black man, and his DNA was never at the crime scene, but they executed him anyway. See this mess that go on in the United States of America. But you'll let somebody who's an emboldened supremacist get away. Oh, I said it. And anytime, for at any reason, anyone should want to respond with an opposing opinion, jump in this lion den if you want to and watch. You won't get out unscathed. Now, having said that, you all have a pleasant evening and a pleasant night. Thanks for the share, little mama. We already know what it is. We got to keep fighting. If we don't do it, who gonna do it? And if not, when? If not now, when? And if not here, where? And if not us, who? Bye-bye, everybody. Have a pleasant evening and a pleasant night. Stay vigilant. Stay active.